Well, I'm back, and I'm in the Tesla, and surprise, and I'm on the road, actually taking a little road trip. So I'm checking back in for installment number 2 of the CPO Chronicles, or the CHPOO, Certified Happy Pre-Owned Owner. The wife actually gave me a go pass to head up to Reno for a night, and I straight up jumped on it. You don't get these opportunities very often as a dad or a husband. I said, yeah, that sounds great. I'm still a little nervous about it because it's probably some kind of trap. I mean, who knows? I could get in big trouble when I get back, or just be in a living hell for a few days, or you know how it is. But it's gonna be fun. I stop at a Supercharger on the way up in Truckee, and stop for a minute and charge. But yeah, super fun little trip here. It's gonna be cool. This is one of the cool things about owning a Tesla in Central NorCal, is heading up to Tahoe or Reno in autopilot in your Tesla, or down to the beach, which is also just a couple hours away. So it's kind of a neat thing to be able to do. These are the common getaways that you do in Central NorCal. Little daddy bag and threw it in the front trunk, or excuse me, the frunk. I don't know if I really like saying frunk. It just sounds kind of weird, or I don't know. But you know what? I could call it a fruit, because the Euros, they all call the trunks the boot. So if it's a front boot, yeah, I guess it's a fruit. So it's the Rooty Tooty Fresh and Fruity Fruit. Got my stuff up in there, but really just saying front trunk. So my ears are already starting to pop, kind of heading up over the Sierras here, and it's just really cool. It's just plugging along here. I mean, it just rips up these mountains. And when you're in like a regular old run-of-the-mill car or truck or whatever, and you got in cruise control, or even just manually using the gas pedal, you just get that, they're always trying to like shift and get going, and this thing just steady pace. It's like nothing. It's just cutting through these mountains like butter. So here's the other struggles. I'm kind of just have been going back and forth in my brain. Is it to valet or not to valet? Because you get a nice expensive car, I don't care what it is, you always have these reservations about somebody you don't know driving your vehicle. So kind of back and forth about that. But then I ease my mind by going, well, you've got valet mode. So valet mode is really cool. So that's going to put some restrictions on the vehicle for these guys. They're not going to be able to take it out out of the garage and go, dude, we got a Tesla, man, and then just start zipping around town when you have valet mode. So that's cool. And the other thing is like Reno's a casino area. I'm gonna be going to a casino, so the types that kind of go there, and you're gonna be parking in a public garage, whether even if you find a spot that's not near any other cars, could fill up, and you're gonna have all the kind of riffraff you get there. Hell, I used to be one of them. The good thing is I don't remember, but I probably was. I don't know, but you get certain types cruising around. Maybe they're disgruntled, they lost a bunch of money, they're hammered, and they go, oh, look, this dude's got a nice car. How about a little key action on the side, or or just pee on the tire, or who knows. Anything can happen. So maybe it's safer just to let a valet guy park your car, because you're going to be in kind of a more of a private area where they park it. Not to mention, I called ahead when the guy said that they actually have exclusive charging in the valet area. So those guys will actually pull it up, and he said they know how to do it. They'll charge your car for you. When it's charged, they'll put it in a spot. So that's kind of cool. You got somebody else doing everything for you. You just keep it in valet mode, and it's just a small tip involved. Well, maybe not small, just a tip. It's up to you. It's your discretion. That puts a level of responsibility on the hotel. So if anything does happen to your vehicle, hey, that was in the valet possession, you guys are now liable. I don't remember signing anything. that said I was not liable for anything that would happen to my vehicle while in the possession of the valet. Owning a Tesla, wow, life's pretty amazing in a Tesla. I mean, it was amazing before. It's amazing no matter what. You got to have the right attitude about life, and then life starts rewarding you as long as you see opportunities, take advantage of them, feel excitement about it, show gratitude, be grateful for the things that life will present to you, and you and maybe the great overseer, whatever you may believe in, the powers above, around, omnipresent, will look out for you, and it just gets better and better, just like over-the-air updates. Still in autopilot. This thing's just trucking through here, man. It's like totally rad. I'm just keeping a light force on the steering wheel as it requests from time to time, and but I'm letting it do all the work, and it's just really handling it perfectly. I mean, maybe not as good as I would do, but it seems to be doing just amazing. I mean, I haven't taken it off autopilot this entire time. Mobbing through the mountains here, I'm seriously almost to Tahoe already, and it's been a breeze. I mean, it's picking up all the vehicles, it's picking up all the lines, slowing down, speeding up, changing lanes when I ask it to. And then, it'll change lanes, and if there's a car in front of it, it won't go anywhere, and if there's not, it'll speed up and continue on to the speed that you've specified. It's really brilliant. I love it. I mean, and then with the kids and the wife in here and everything, normally you're getting all distracted by the questions and the yelling, or someone asking you to do something, and you're trying to concentrate on a turn or whatever. It's just going to allow my attention to be more free, and that will cause in turn less fatigue. That's what people get fatigued when they're driving. I mean, they've got so much on their mind, so much that they are required to do as the pilot of the vehicle. If you've got assistance in that, your fatigue level goes down, which makes you a safer driver, really, in the end. The longer the trip is, the better it is for you. And then when you get to your destination, you're not like wiped out, pouring yourself into the hotel room just to crawl to the bed and go to sleep because your eyes are all whacked out, It's a gift from Elon Musk. I mean, it really is. It's a gift to anyone that wants to enhance life experience even more than you've ever thought possible. 24 minutes to my charger, just heading over Donner Pass right now, and just with complete comfort and ease. Man, that makes you really grateful for the day and age, me anyway, in my opinion, the day and age I live in right now, that I have these capabilities. I mean, geez. Otherwise, coming over this pass at any juncture before this, I could have ended up like the Donner Party. Who knows? Just think when everybody else, all the competitors, start to get on board and do this as well. I just feel like it's going to be a lot safer environment to cruise on the roads in situations like in the mountains and going through passes and things like that, or at night, when people get fatigued or their eyes lose focus. It helps them. It keeps them safe and on the road, and it keeps everybody else safe as well. And once everybody else starts to get on board with that, the other automakers, and start making those features kind of standard, it's just going to be better for everybody. And and then Tesla pushing the rest of the market with the semis as well. I mean, they get really fatigued, and they're pushing it. They've got deadlines to meet, and with assistance and autopilot, if they are fatigued, it'll help them there. Hopefully they won't lean on it too much. There's going to be training and all that involved, where they are understood that it's policy that they keep a certain level of control of the vehicle. They can't just go pass out in the back. I mean, these guys really do. They get tired out there, and these giant big rigs, vehicles full of weight, you know, and they have a hard time stopping if they do all of a sudden wake up from a little nod off or whatever while they're driving. I know firsthand. I was actually, me and my road crew were actually nailed by a semi that was going 75 on I-5 right around Santanella. I mean, it messed us all up, knocked us into next week basically. And had he been driving a Tesla semi, that would not have happened. It wouldn't have happened. There's just no way. He wouldn't have been fatigued. The semi would have warned him. All that kind of stuff. It would have just never happened. And that would be great, because then I would, you know, wake up every morning with my neck stiff and my shoulder feeling like it's going to pop out. Just a bad dream. But, you know, there's so many families out there that have been affected by, you know, road fatigue and accidents. And so being in a safe vehicle, it feels really nice, especially for my family, you know, to know that they're safer. Being in a vehicle where I'm behind the wheel and it's got autopilot and it's got all these, you know, pre-accident warnings and excellent airbags and just, you know, 100% 5-star safety ratings. That feels good. So I made it with 38 miles to spare. It's a close one, for me anyway. But it was nice not to hear the gas light go off. On my old truck, that would have went off and panicked me, but I knew I was good. So yeah, just sitting here in a nice cool truckie. It's about 63 degrees, I think. It's just so nice and fresh. It's still warm down there in the Central Valley, but this is really nice and clean air and beautiful environment. And just stopped here to get the supercharging, as you know, along with everybody else, and grabbed a bite to eat real quick, went to the bathroom, got some water, and I'm already like at 150 miles of range. So just that time right there, I've got enough to get where I need to go. I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes, put a little bit more on it, and then I'm gonna hop in and I'm heading out, just like that, you know. And it's cool because it kind of makes you chill. It makes you chill, you know. When you're traveling in a car that requires gas, you know, it seems like you're always quick, you know. Hey kids, we're stopping off right here. We're gonna get some gas. You fill up, run in real quick. If you guys gotta go pee, then we're gonna get going. We gotta get where we gotta go. I don't know. This is different. I stop, I relax. It's like, why be in a hurry? You know, just chill out, slow down, take time to enjoy life. I like it like this. This is cool. I can get used to this. So yeah, it's not a problem. You just plug in and you gain quite a bit of range just doing a couple of quick things, and then you come back and you just realize, you know, I don't need to hurry. I'm just gonna wait and get what I need on there and get some extra as well. So I got some breathing room, and yeah, just kind of take it easy. It's not bad. It's not bad. Now let me just chuck this bad Oscar in valet mode really quick and then give the boys the fob and tell them to charge it. And then I'm off. Off to a great evening. Yeehaw. There it is. Valeted it, and they're gonna charge it. Now I'm heading to hotel registration. One word. Autopilot. Or is that 2 words? Wow. How amazing is autopilot? Wow. I've gone 400 miles without driving. I mean, just sitting here, hanging out. It's amazing. But just kind of doing a quick update. If the time of day right now is any indication to you how I did last night, you'd understand. I got out of Dodge, all right? They charged the car. I woke up at 6 a.m. and I was like, I'm out. Out. Gone. I'm heading back to the wife and kids. So, yeah. Not the best experience where I was just at. I'm not going to name any names. Anyway, heading home now, and I will catch back up with y'all once I get something new to talk about. Bye-bye.